Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a look at the RTX 2060, which was launched at the beginning of 2019. The model I have here is the Zotac Twin Fan 6GB model, which runs at stock speeds, so a base clock of 1365 MHz, a boost clock of 1680 MHz, and a memory clock speed of 1750 MHz. In terms of display output, we get 3 display ports and a single HDMI port. This is all powered by a single 8-pin connector. I'm going to pair this with a Ryzen 7 2700X, 16GB of DDR4 RAM clocked at 3600 MHz, and we're going to see how well this entry-level RTX card holds up in 2023. We're going to kick things off with Cyberpunk 2077. I'm going to run this at the low ray tracing preset. After all, it is an RTX card. Now, one thing that I've been struggling with Cyberpunk is for some reason I found that on this system that I'm testing it on, it seems to always cap the frame rate to like 45, 50 FPS, and I could not figure out why. Apparently, it's something with your RAM. I tried that. I tried swapping the RAM over, so I've got some. I've borrowed some RAM from my main PC, and I just have no idea. And it only seems to affect the Nvidia cards. I didn't have this problem with the AMD cards that I've got. So, but what I did try is setting VSync to the refresh rate, which of the capture card, which is 120 hertz. So, I mean, obviously, theoretically, the max frame rate we can get 120 FPS, but obviously, we're not going to get that, which isn't an issue. And I found that actually worked. So let's have a play around and see. So I can show you what the 2060 is capable of. So, low ray tracing preset. Start counting those frames, and look at that, it's actually running pretty well. At 50, we're getting an average of 51 FPS. Percentile lows are doing really well. And bear in mind, we've got DLSS set to auto, which is part of the preset, so I've not changed any of the settings. And this is, I mean, we've got a bit of a drop there, but as you can see, the GPU's not being maxed out, so I'm not entirely sure what might be causing the stutter, because we're not using all the RAM. We're not using the C. Who are you? Cool story. This is actually the first time I've been out into the wastelands, or whatever you call it. But yeah, this is running actually really well for. I'm thinking we'll see what it's capable of at maybe ultra settings. So we're now at ray tracing ultra preset, and while we're I mean, frame rate doesn't seem to. Are we capped at 50? Is it still capping? It can't be. I don't know what's going on, but we're nearly maxing out the GPUs at 93% utilization. This is actually still running pretty well. Yeah, I think we've still got that capping issue. I don't know what the heck is going on with this. It's really odd, but at least it's still playable. I mean, quite frankly, if you didn't have a frame rate counter on, you wouldn't even know you were running at this like 50 odd FPS. This is really smooth. I mean, maybe we should go back to Night City. So as we're making our way to Night City, the frame rate has significantly dropped to about 30 odd frames per second, but that's still fine. I mean, obviously we are pushing the 2060 to the max here, so quite frankly, it's holding up pretty well. You know, we're not, anything below 30 FPS is obviously not ideal, but we're approaching 40 FPS. This is absolutely fine. I mean, if you wanted to play Cyberpunk on a 2060, as long as you've got a decent CPU that's not gonna, bottleneck, it's gonna be absolutely fine. Control now. We're going to run this with the high preset, though I've turned off motion blur. We're also going to run with the ray tracing preset to high, and see how it likes that. So let's start counting those frames, and we're getting about, oh god, we've got a bit of a drop there. So yeah, we've got a bit of stuttering. We're getting 30 odd FPS. Yeah, it's. I wonder if it's the ray tracing that's holding this card back. Maybe. I mean, if on a 3060, this one's absolutely fine. So I'm thinking, yeah, we're maxing out the GPU for sure. But I mean, it's playable. It's pretty much console level console frame rates. So, yeah, crouch. Ah, how'd you hit me from there? That was some BS right there. And I'm dead. Maybe we should, how about turning off the ray tracing and seeing what actual impact ray tracing has. Right, ray tracing is off, and yeah, it was clearly the ray tracing that was holding the card back, which is a shame, but yeah, obviously we've got double the frame rate now, pretty much. We're averaging 60 FPS. Yeah, if you're going to play control, ray tracing is probably not the way to go, because we're all even at high settings. We're maxing out the GPU pretty much, but yeah, for a card that's supposed to be good, it's supposed to be able to ray trace, and you can't even play control with the max ray tracing settings. Oh well, and dead again. But yeah, on to the next one. Forza Horizon 5 now. We're going to run this with the extreme preset, because this game is very well optimized, and we're also going to have ray tracing on, set ray tracing quality set to high. So let's go for a drive, shall we? I mean, we're at start counting those frames. So we're running at just short, about 60 short of 60 FPS. That's absolutely fine. I mean, for a racing game, it's that's actually really good. I didn't expect it to handle extreme settings this well. I expected some massive. I mean, it's low. Apparently we've got low video memory warning, but quite frankly, it's not really. I mean, oh yeah, the 0.1% load dropped there, so we do get the odd bit of stutter, but it's not noticeable. But yeah, this is running absolutely fine on the RTX 2060. Really impressed with that. I figured we'd have a little race, see how it copes with that, and by looks, I mean the frame rate. I mean we're in town as well, and that has an impact on the frame rate. Really nice blue BMW M5. Reflections look really good as well. So we're what 45 frames per second. That's absolutely fine. I mean, if you want more frames out of it, obviously you drop the preset, but quite frankly, I'd be happy playing this on extreme preset with an RTX 2060. I mean, as we're leaving town, we are seeing that frame rate climb a little bit into the 50s. We get the odd bit of stutter there, here and there. So yeah, maybe extreme isn't quite, but it just goes to show that this 2060 will handle Forza Horizon 5 with the extreme preset. Absolutely, well, I say absolutely fine. It's playable, but obviously if you want less stuttering, you want to drop the preset so that you don't get the VRAM warning, low memory warning message. Because by the looks of it, I think it's borrowing resources from the RAM. Because we're seeing like 13 gigabytes of RAM being used. So for the duration of this race, we're averaging 48 frames per second. Percentile lows are pretty good. So yeah, it's Forza Horizon 5 absolutely fine on the 2060. You probably want to maybe use the high preset. You can still use the high ray tracing as well. We're going to check out Crysis Remastered. The game's when I clicked optimal settings, the game seems to think low preset is the best option. I don't know, but we'll have to see. Ray tracing is not available for some reason. Maybe I'm guessing that the game's too demanding for a 2060 to use ray tracing. I don't really know, but we've got DLSS set to quality, so let's see how we get on there. All right, so we've landed and we're getting 180 FPS, which I did not expect. I wonder why it suggested the low preset. That's very odd. Maybe we should shush, don't care. Yeah, I think we should ramp it up a touch because, quite frankly, I think the 2060 can do so much better. Now, I'm just looking through the presets, and one of the presets is called Can It Run Crysis? And it turns out that ray tracing is available because but it's only available for high verified Can It Run Crysis presets. So I wonder if it'll. It's very high performance. Do you want to proceed? Yes. Let's just see what happens. Will it break it? I think it'll break it. Right. Okay. So all I have to do is restart the game. It's maintained the Can It Run Crysis preset, and this is actually running okay. I mean, there's obviously we've got the ray tracing on. We have getting a bit of stuttering. Oh wow, we're fast. But yeah, it was like 60 frames per second. It's not bad. We're running on the utmost maximum settings. I mean, yeah, we do get this stutter, so maybe this preset is not ideal for the 2060. But yeah, I mean, it's playable. Yeah. Let's go take out these. There we go. Yeah, I got them both. Nice. Right, so I figured I'd make my way down to the beach because as you can see, this is where things are going to get significantly more intense. So it looks promising at the beginning, but no, this is not. This is not good. Oh, we're down to like 30 frames per second. The stuttering's really bad. Yeah, I mean it looks very nice though. Oh no! Where's it gone? Get out of here. Yeah, this is not great. But yeah, maybe. I mean, obviously lower settings, it's absolutely fine, but the Can It Run Crysis preset is just. I mean, mind you though, the temperature's looking good. It's not even touching 70 degrees, so that's fine. I mean, it's amazing how beautiful this looks, even at these frame rates. But yeah, Can It Run Crysis? Sort of. If you lower the settings, don't run it at max settings. Maybe the high settings will be adequate. In fact, shall we see what happens when we hit set it to high settings? Let's see if this is the sweet spot for the 2060. And going by those figures, it's absolutely doing great. It's just like they've obviously optimized the game as well. Because back in the day, it wasn't the fact it was a PC melter; it was just very poorly optimized. But this, yeah, if you want to play a Crysis Remastered on a 2060, high settings will do you just fine. You get ray tracing as well. Got another racing game for you now with Need for Speed Unbound. We're going to run this with the ultra graphics quality first because from what I've found, this game, it runs really well. I've turned motion blur off, VSync off, running at 1080p. And yeah, I'll see how we get on a continued story. Let's have a look. Right, here we go. This is actually looking really promising. We're averaging 64 frames per second so far. Did have a bit of we're getting a bit of stutter in there. Yeah, I mean we're maxing out the GPU for sure there, but this seems okay. I mean, this game looks really nice. I'm not too sure about the whole cartoon effects, not to mention the cell shaded humans. It makes it look a bit odd. I mean, this game, they should have done it all cell shaded. Like what was it, Auto Model Easter, which is came out about 2004. So that was interesting in me, but yeah, the whole cell shaded graphics combined with like realistic is just, I guess it's an acquired taste, but in general, this game runs fine. You drop the settings, you don't need to run it on ultra because I reckon it'll look just as good on lower presets. But yeah, Need for Speed Unbound runs absolutely fine on a 2060. And look at the reflections as well. Just handling it absolutely great. And I do feel like, I don't know, for some reason this city feels very familiar to me. It's very similar to the one in Need for Speed Underground back from 2003. It's very similar. I wonder if they took some inspiration from that. And mind you, though, it's a stereotypical American city. I guess they all look very similar. But at one point, we were doing a race, driving through, and I was like, hang on, this feels so familiar. It felt like the opening race from Need for Speed Underground. But yeah, Need for Speed Unbound runs absolutely great. Atomic Heart now this was built on the Unreal 4 engine, so it should be pretty well optimized. We're gonna start off with we're just gonna ramp it up to the Atomic preset, which is the max settings, although we are going to get rid of the motion blur because nobody likes that, and keep everything else. We'll have DLSS for now. I mean, so far I played a little bit of it, and there's a lot of inside parts, but even so, when I was outside, it just ran really well. So let's see how we get on. All right. So the way you save your game, you find these little like bedrooms of sorts. You save your game using this thing, so there's no like save scum or anything. You have to find these regular save points. But this is, we're running at max settings and we're getting 100. We're averaging 117 FPS on a 2060 on a game launched in 2020. Look at that. It's such a nice game. This is how you optimize a game in 2023. Eat your words, Todd Howard. Oh, jeez, what happened? Oh, I died. What happened there? You know what? Maybe if I go through this door, I might be able to get to my objective. There it is. Ugh. Oh, great. We got lasers. That dude's having a bad day. Oh, dear. Dear. Absolutely not. But, yeah, so far, I mean, this is... I just can't believe how great this is running. Well, max settings. We don't need any DLSS on a 2060. I've had to edit that out because I don't think YouTube will probably like that. Ooh, that
hurt. That thing packs a punch. I almost bought the farm there.
Nice. Anyway, we're off. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh no, we've got robots everywhere. No. Oh, jeez. I'm still not quite used to the combat. Especially, yeah, obviously, I've just got an axe, and I try to go and quickly use all my ammo. It's fine. We just okay. So far, I mean, we've had we had the odd bit of stutter, but look at the frame time graph. It's doing actually really well. So I think that was just maybe a blip. But in general, Atomic Heart runs absolutely fantastic on the 2060, even at the absolute max settings. I have no idea what I'm doing there. Oh, we got a bit of a drop there. But even so, maybe running at the max settings is not the best, to avoid any stuttering. Just play at high settings, but still, it's such a nice looking game, and we're about to basically, just let's move on to something that's not quite as optimized. All right, here we go with Starfield. So we're going to run this with the low preset, with low settings, but we have no motion blur on. We'll keep. I have downloaded the DLSS mod. We might try that in a moment, but we'll have no upscaling for now and see what kind of frame rates we'll get with that. We'll try both New Atlantis and we'll go to just some random planet just to see what the difference is in terms of performance. All right, we're on a gloomy day in New Atlantis, and already we're off to a cracking start. Note the sarcasm. So we got the 0.1% lows, 3 FPS. We're averaging 37 FPS. I mean, this is in New Atlantis. I mean, to be fair, I mean, you don't really get a lot going on. New Atlantis is literally just a hub for you to like rest or go see some trade. It's one of those towns that is just like there's not really a lot going on. All the action takes place on the more barren planets, shall we say? So it's literally you're just wandering around here, just taking in all the futuristic structures. But it's not that bad. I mean, the 2060 actually falls below the recommended requirements, but to be honest, I say it's fine. It could be better. When we've just played Atomic Heart, a game of the same year, and that ran absolutely fine at the maximum settings. Runs at the lowest settings, and it still runs not great. And Todd, I was there saying, "Oh yeah, just upgrade your PC." Well, it's just like that's given that, in my opinion, Atomic Heart looks a lot better, and it's just that. I mean, yeah, it looks better than Fallout 4. I'll give it that. But one thing that bugs me is just how people run. Why does he run like that? Why did they make the character models run like they've crapped themselves? It just doesn't look right. It looks frumpy as well. I mean, I don't know if that's just my character design, but it just doesn't look right. But anyway, let's go ahead to Barren Planet now, just see how much the frame rate improves. Right, I thought I'd pay a visit to Triton, one of Neptune's moons, and we actually have Neptune up there in the night sky, which is really cool. That's one thing I love, is just going on to one of these moons and just seeing the planet in the night sky. I think it's just absolutely brilliant. I did try going on Jupiter's moons to experience the same thing, but I just never had any luck in landing in the right place at the right time to see Jupiter in the night sky. Apart from one place where needed to just the dark side of Jupiter, just a big black circle in the sky, which was quite disappointing. But hopefully, I'll be able to land and see what Jupiter looks like in the night sky. I think we're really cool. I've seen been on Titan, which is one of Saturn's moons you can land on. Went on there, see Saturn in the daytime sky. That was really cool as well. But yeah, this is I mean, yeah, we're going to this deserted relay station. I wonder if there's anyone lurking around. Oh, hang on, we've got some combat. I think there's some bad guys in here. Can we go in? Can't go in there. Hello, we've got some spaces. Let's see, how do we get in there? Oh, pull the switch. Oh, hello. Right, we've got some combat. Just what I need. Bye-bye. Yeah, the frame rates are dropping with the combat. It's not great, but it's okay. Oh, well, Sarah, you get left behind. Should have been quicker. I could take these guys myself. So I've got quite a decent gun here. Oh, God, there's a lot of them. Reload. Ooh, to level up. One thing that bugs me is why people keep saying, oh, this is like Skyrim in space, but it isn't. It has more in common with Fallout 4. No similarities to Skyrim at all, so... But I guess it's just because it's Bethesda, and people often forget about Fallout, I get. Well, but mind you, Fallout isn't an original Bethesda franchise, so that's probably the point. But yeah, there's a lot of the mechanics and everything is like, what the heck just happened? Oh, it's because they're just floating because of the gravities. Oh, you're not Sarah. Get out of here. Oh, I'm dying. I'm going to die. If we take them all... Oh, no, there's another one. Get out. Yeah, gravity's... Oh, well, gravity's very low here. Are we done here? I guess we're done here. But anyway, I mean, as expected, when you're on less busy areas, like, you know, desolate planets, the frame rate's absolutely fine. When you're indoors as well, I mean, the frame rate did drop a little bit during combat, but in general, you know, Starfield is playable. But if you're expecting higher frame rates, just, yeah, as long as you keep your expectations low, Starfield will be, you'll have an okay time with Starfield. Right, so we're going to try it with the DLSS mod. So obviously we're going to stick with the lower settings because we're not going to get any better than that. But we will enable the DLSS, although obviously it says for SFR2 here, but the DLSS mod does replace the FSR2. We'll set the sharpening to, apparently the optimum settings are 69% sharpening with 66% render resolution scale. So let's see what we get out of that. Does it make it better? Stack counting frames? I don't really know. we're getting that. I mean, the percentile lows are somewhat better, although the general frame rate average is just better. We're still getting about 40s. I mean, I guess it makes it more. No, not 1% just drop. I guess it makes it more stable. Maybe not. Is this thing even on? I don't know. What did we get last time? I actually can't remember now. Maybe I should pay attention. But yeah, that's. Hang on a minute. Where's more? Tell you what, let's go to the other side. God, the weather's taking a turn. How do we get out of here? This is the right place. I was in the commercial district, wasn't I? Anyway, there's people around. We'll go inside. The frame rate does increase a little bit. We should expect. Oh, and the frame rate just tanked. quite high up. I can't help but think I've done something wrong with this mod. I don't know. It doesn't seem to make a difference. But maybe it has better effect on higher end cards. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'm have to look into this mod and just see if I actually. I'm pretty sure I installed all it is just dropping some files into the thing. So anyway, Geronimo. It's a long way down. Will he survive? And he's dead. Anyway, that's Starfield. Just a quick note, I did a simple test in the Constellation Lodge just to check I had the DLSS mod correctly set up. Here we have DLSS off, averaging 57 frames per second, and here is DLSS on with 66% resolution scale, and we're achieving 72 FPS average, so a 26% increase in performance, confirming I had set up the mod correctly. So to conclude, the RTX 2060 does hold up pretty well in 2023, although with less optimized titles like Starfield, you're not going to have a good time, to be honest. On the used market, you can pick up one of these for around £150. However, if you're not bothered about ray tracing, you could pick up a Radeon RX 6600 for around the same price on the used market and actually get better performance. So that's all for this video. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.